Hello, magnificent human beings. My name is Landon Slaughter, and here we do yoga, we talk about life, we focus on personal growth. Yes, and today is a full class Friday that all revolves around plank pose, phalakasana. So if you are interested in doing a nice core class, definitely got lots of plank maneuvers coming at you in this full body flow in this next 55-minute class. So please go ahead and roll out your mat, and I will roll the intro screen. Thank you all for being here. Find yourself standing at the top of your mat. Feet can be gently separated. Roll your shoulders back. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. Inhales through the nose. Inhale, inhale, inhale. And exhales out the nose. Inhales through the nose. Exhales out the nose. Focusing on that gentle Ujjayi breath, slight constriction in the back of your throat. Helps to create that audible sound as you breathe. Staying with it, staying present, and allowing your mind to settle on an intention for your practice. Something uplifting, something soothing, something gentle, whatever you like. And once you have that intention, sealing it with 3 cleansing breaths. So go ahead and inhale through your nose. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Hold. Exhale out the mouth. Very good. Inhale through the nose. Inhale, 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 inhale. Hold, hold, hold. And exhale out the mouth. Perfect. Okay, once more. Inhale through the nose. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Hold, 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 hold. And exhale out the mouth. Excellent. Let's do one more just for good measure. Really inhale through the nose. Inhale, 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 inhale. Hold, hold, hold. And sigh. Open up your eyes. Go ahead. Inhale, hands up overhead. Squeeze your glutes. Exhale, gentle sigh. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, swan dive. Come all the way down. We inhale into half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Come on down. Chin is last to rise, coming all the way up. Hands up overhead. Squeeze your glutes. Exhale, gentle back bend. Let it go. Inhale, bring those hands together. Pointer fingers come out. Exhale as you hinge to the left. Brief crescent moon. Inhale to neutral. You don't have to go far. It's okay. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, swan dive. Come all the way down. Very good. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Come on down. Chin is last to rise, coming all the way up. Hands up overhead. Squeeze your glutes. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hinging to the right this time. Brief crescent moon. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, swan dive. Come all the way down. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Very good. All right. Fingertips on the mat. Identify your right leg. Bring it back. Base of your lunge, and then inhale, hands up overhead. Full crescent lunge. Breathe. Hold. So if you did Monday's class, then we did this little exercise here and kind of waking up that core, right? That core strength. Hands, heart center. Right elbow, bringing it towards that left knee, but don't set it down. Just hovering, just gently. bring it back. Testing a little bit of that core strength, that balance, right? Awesome job. Take your right hand, bring it all the way down on the inside of that foot. Left hand up overhead. Gentle twist. Engaging that core, engage the root of your spine, and slow, 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 come back up. Full crescent lunge. Hands come all the way down to the mat. Step your back foot up into forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Come on down. Chin is the last to rise, coming all the way up. Hands up overhead. Squeeze your glutes. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, swan dive. Come all the way down. Fingertips on the mat. Left leg this time. Bring it back. Hands up overhead. Full crescent lunge. Breathe. Hands to heart center. Okay, remember, don't rest your elbow, but slowly, slowly twisting. Keep with your breath, keep with your focus. Core is engaged. And slow, slow, slow. Come back. Inhale, hands up. And left hand comes all the way down, right hand comes up. Just trying to trick you a little bit. It's okay. Keep with your breath in your twist. Holding. Inhales, create space in that spine. Exhales, help you twist. Engage your core. Come back up. Full plank or full crescent lunge. Holding. Okay. Hands come down. Step your back foot up into that forward fold. We inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Chin, last to rise, coming all the way up. Hands up overhead, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, swan dive. Come all the way down. Forward fold. And from your forward fold, bringing it back into your first downward facing dog. Awesome work. Pedal it out. Walk it out. Getting loose, waking up all of those muscle groups, calves, hamstrings in your back, shoulders. Weight shifts forward into that plank pose. Hold strong in your plank. Breathe. Doing all of your checks, right? So high on those toes. Shoulders roll back. Eye gaze forward. Breathe. Again, if this hurts your wrists, you can always make fists, right? Downward facing dog. Come on back. Just testing the waters with that first plank, right? Okay. Once more, weight shifts forward into that plank. Fingertips spread wide. Fingertips engaged on the mat. Rolling your shoulders back. Downward facing dog. Left leg, brief three-legged, bring it through base of your lunge. We bring our hands on up overhead for that full crescent lunge once more. Hold, breathe. Bring your hands all the way down to the mat. Hold them here. And your back leg, bring it up into a standing splits. Now you don't have to come far in your standing splits. 90 degrees, maybe just only here. Keeping those hips square. Remember, fingertips on the mat. Breathe. Forward fold. Set it down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Hands on the mat. Bring it back into your plank pose. Very good. Lowering onto your knees if you want for that modified plank. Remember, we roll our shoulders back. Eye gaze forward. Strong arms, strong core. Breathe. lowering outward into that chaturanga. Push back up and lower all the way down. Raise on up, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. All right. Very good. Weight shifts forward into your plank once more. Breathe, hold. Remember, you can come on to your fists. You can always spread those fingertips nice and wide. Roll the shoulders back. Coming onto your knees to modify. Whatever you like. Just focusing on that straight line through your knees, your glutes, your hips. And come on back, downward facing dog. Right leg, bring it through, base of your lunge, and hands come up overhead. Full crescent lunge. Breathe. Staying with it. Keep with your focus. Okay, hands come on down. That left leg, stand it up. Standing splits. Hold. Remember, try not to flare this hip open too much, rather keeping your hips squared, actively seeking to bring that leg up. Setting it on down. Excellent work. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Excellent work. Keep with your breath. Stay here. Stepping it back into that plank pose. Lowering on your knees if you wish. Remember, roll your shoulders back, eye gaze forward. You lower part way out for that chaturanga. You can push back up. Lower all the way down through raise on up, up dog. And from here, downward facing dog once more. Very good. Okay. Walking hands to feet, feet to hands for forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, relax. Chin is last to rise, coming all the way up. Hands up overhead, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, sigh. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, swan dive. Come all the way down. Forward fold, hands on the mat. Guess what? Plank pose. Bring it back. And welcome to your plank series. So identify your left knee. Set it down on the mat. Ground down your right heel behind you. And then right hand comes on up. Keep with your breath. Okay, staying right here. Or if you would like, go ahead, extend that bottom leg on out to meet your foot there for that full side plank. Regular plank, wherever you are, breathe. Set your right knee down. Ground down that left foot behind you, bringing that left hand up. Modified plank pose. Just hold, just breathe. And again, if your wrist hurts, you can always make that fist however you wish. And if you're okay here, then you may extend that bottom leg on out into that full side plank. Holding, keep with your breath. Sometimes it's hard to do the full side plank on your fist here. It's a lot easier to have your fingertips spread wide to add for that stability. Regular plank pose, very good. Lower down to forearm plank. Breathe, hold, you've got it. Identify your left knee. Bring it to that left elbow. Hold, take a breath cycle. If you want to set it down, that's fine, but trying to hover as best as you can. Bring it back. Okay, right knee, right elbow. Take a breath cycle. Bring it back. And lower down to your knees. Walk it back into child's pose. Relax. Forehead on the mat. Just a few breaths. Just breathe. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Walking it back up. Very good. All right, go ahead and walk those hands on out. Coming back into that down dog. Right. Left leg, bring it back through base of your lunge. Leave your hands on the mat. Ground down your back heel and slowly, slowly open it up into Warrior Two. Holding strong in your Warrior Two, doing all those checks that you need to do. This knee, left knee stacked perfectly on top of that ankle. Eye gaze softly over that front hand. Breathe, focus. Strong, powerful warriors, joyous warriors, lifting through that torso. And go ahead, straighten your front knee. Left hand comes down, right hand comes up. Trikonasana, feeling that lengthening from the base of this hip through those ribs. And coming on back. Excellent work. Okay, windmill hands all the way down to the mat. Your left leg, bring it back into three-legged down dog. Holding in that three-legged down dog. You've got it. Continue with our plank poses. Shifting forward into a three-legged plank. Breathe. Take this knee, bring it up to that elbow. Take a breath cycle. Bring it across to the opposite elbow, twisting just a little bit. Take a breath cycle. And set it into plank. Very good. If you want, you can lower to your knees. Otherwise, wherever you are, lower partway out, chaturanga, and then coming through into up dog and downward facing dog. Very, very good. All righty. Right foot, brief three-legged, bring it through base of your lunge and ground down your back heel. Come on up into Warrior Two. Again, doing all those little checks. Right knee stacked on top of your ankle. That heel in the middle. That back arch. Eye gaze softly over your hand. Feet engage on the mat. And gently engaging those inner thighs to help you lift out of that torso. Breathe. Alrighty, go ahead and straighten your front knee. Right hand comes on down, getting set up for Trikonasana triangle. Left hand comes up. Keep with your breath, feeling that tilting, hinging from the base of this hip all the way through. Coming on back. Very good. Hold in that Warrior Two, and then windmill hands all the way down to the mat. Coming back into that three-legged down dog. Weight shifts forward into three-legged plank. Hold, right knee, right elbow. Taking that breath cycle. Bring it across, twisting a little bit. Take that breath cycle. Set it back. Awesome job. Hold, breathe, focus. You've got it. You can lower down to your knees for that modified plank if you would like. Otherwise, staying here, lowering out into that chaturanga. Push back up. Lowering down and through, up dog. And then downward facing dog. Very good. Lower down to your knees. Sitting back on those glutes for base of your thunderbolt. Just relaxing here. Place those palms on your lap. Close your eyes. Take a few breaths. Paying attention to how quickly you're breathing. Seeking to slow it down. You can always get a sip of water anytime you wish. Go ahead, bring your hands on up. That prayer position. Roll your shoulders back, eye gaze forward. And slowly, slowly, gently, gently, hinging, tilting, coming on down. Ardha Kurmasana, half tortoise. Knife edges of your pinkies on the mat. Don't rest your forearms on the mat, rather having those straight arms. Forehead comes on down. Inhales you, lengthen those fingertips. Exhales, relax your shoulders. Just a few breaths like this. And engage your core, come back up. Release those hands by your sides. Awesome, awesome job. Okay, go ahead and come up onto those knees. Holding here. So, staying here, and we're gonna get ready for Camel Pose, Ustrasana. Now, hands can come to that low back, fingertips pointed up, make fists, put them at your low back, whatever you like. Roll your shoulders back, bring your eye gaze up. We don't need to do too intense of a camel because I know for some folks this is an extremely intense posture. So hands at that low back, eye gaze comes up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gently, gently, just a little bit, come back. Inhale, look up. Exhale, come back. Inhale, look up. Exhale, come back. Backing off. Releasing, relaxing. Excellent work. All right, hands can come around behind you, grabbing for those heels, chin into chest, roll. Come on down, coming into rabbit pose. Keep with your breath, keep with your focus, and if you would like, you can lift those glutes up off of your heels, shifting your weight forward a little bit. Coming back from that rabbit, your Sasangasana. Beautiful. All right, time to walk those hands forward. Tabletop. Shake it out, move around. Downward facing dog. Eye gaze forward, and then step, hop, jump, walk, whatever you want, all the way up into that forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Chin is last to rise, coming all the way up, hands up overhead. Squeeze your glutes. Exhale, back bend. Relax. All right, getting set up for our standing series. Eagle. So, lots of work in that, core and everything. And sometimes that weight kind of gets into our shoulders. We don't want it there, but still we carry a lot of weight in our shoulders, all those shoulds, the weight of the world on our shoulders. So maybe alleviating just a little bit of that with some eagle arms. Bring your hands on up. Okay, left elbow, bring it into your sternum. So kind of crossing it in like that. And right on top of left, and you eagle wrap your arms around. Now, if you can't quite grab and bind holding those hands, you can bring your hands to your shoulders. Okay, a few breaths. Inhale, elbows up. Exhale, soften. Inhale, bring those elbows up. Exhale, soften. Inhale, elbows up. Exhale, soften. release. Shake it out. Maybe you can roll those shoulders back a little bit. Bring your eye gaze up. Okay, next side. So both hands up, right elbow in at your sternum, left on top of right, and then eagle wrap your arms around. All right, eye gaze out into infinity. Breathe. Couple of breaths to loosen up those shoulders. Inhale, elbows up. Exhale, soften. Inhale, elbows up. Exhale, soften. And once more. Soften. Excellent. And release. Shake it out. All righty. Time to get into a little bit more of that core strength in our standing series. So go ahead and kickstand those left toes behind you. Hold here. Hands come up overhead. Base of warrior 3. Interlace your fingers. Pointer fingers come out. Kickstanding on those toes behind you. Okay. Lifting that foot off. Keeping that straight line through your leg, through your hip, through your low back, through your torso, those arms. And if you want to come to about here in your warrior 3, perfectly fine. And then if you want to keep tilting and hinging, coming on down. Setting it down. Shake it out. All right. Now warrior 3 is really intense. Lots of strength to be able to keep that nice straight line in our body. And whether you can come into that perfect capital T or only a 45-degree angle, it's fine. Just kind of focusing on more of that good form and posture rather than compensating too quickly and slouching forward. So right toes, kickstand them behind you. Bring your hands up overhead. Interlace your fingers. Breathe. Focus. You've got it. Okay. Lift those toes. Biceps by your ears. Hold, hold, hold. Gently, gently. Go ahead. Tilting, hinging forward at those hips. You've got it. Staying here. Breathe. Focus. Setting it down. Kicking it out. Okay. One more set. One more pose. Standing bow pulling, that dancer's pose. So go ahead and kick that left foot on back, grabbing with that left hand. So making sure you have the grip right. So rotate this arm out and you grab on the inside of that foot. We don't want to do any weird twisting. You really want to open that shoulder as much as you can. Holding here in the base, and then bringing that right hand on up, and you kick into that back foot. Kick, 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 and then tilting, hinging, coming on down. Keep with your breath. And release. Shake it out, move around. Okay, next side. So, right hand grabs for the inside of that right foot. Holding here. Bring your left hand up overhead. Keep with your breath. And slow, slow, slow kicking into that backhand. Kick, 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 kick. And then once your kick is more or less maxed out, then coming on down. Tilting, hinging, you've got it. Focus, breathe. And setting it on down. Shake it out, kick it out, move around. Alrighty, very good. Chin into chest, vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling, rounding, coming on down. Forward fold, fingertips on the mat, and then just shake it out, move around. Okay, hands on the mat, nice and strong. Coming back into, guess what? Plank pose. one more small plank series. So holding where you are in your plank, breathe. Lowering down to forearm plank, breathe. Left elbow, bring it, or left knee, bring it up to that left elbow. Take a breath cycle. Bring it back. Right knee, right elbow. Take a breath cycle. Bring it back. And lower into Sphinx Pose. From Sphinx Pose, go ahead and push it back into Child's Pose. Relax. Walking it forward, tabletop, from tabletop into down dog. And from down dog, take your left knee, bring it all the way up on the inside of that left wrist. Set it down for pigeon. Holding in your pigeon pose, doing all your checks as you need, and very gently coming on down. Just relax, just breathe. You can stack your forearms, stack your fists, whatever you like. Here in our pigeon pose, pretty intense posture. So you can just relax, take a few breaths, focusing on letting go, releasing, breathing it all out into the mat, into the earth. Just dissolve. And slowly, feel free to come on back up. And from here, slouching onto that left side. Bring your shin parallel the top of your mat, and then swing this back foot around, stacking your ankle on top of that knee for your fire log pose. Okay, getting set up however you can. So don't really favor one side. You may need to bring your hands behind you so you can sit equally on those sits bones. And just breathe. Slowly, eventually, everything will open up. For me, depending on how much running I've been doing, this pose is always intense. Okay. Slowly swing this back foot all the way back around. And shoring things up here. Both hands on the mat, so coming into kind of that neutral pigeon position. Tuck your back toes and downward facing dog. Pedal it out, walk it out, move around. Right knee, bring it up. Base of that right wrist. Untuck your toes. Getting set up in your pigeon. So making sure your back foot is nice and straight. Eye gaze forward. Hold and breathe. And gently coming on down. Keep with your breath, keep with your focus, relax. If your mind starts to wander, bringing it back to that breath, bringing it back to your intention to help you just relax, dissolve, melt a little bit into the mat. Slowly from your pigeon pose, pushing yourself back up. And then as you like, slouching onto that right side. Okay, step one, bring the shin so it's parallel with the top of your mat. And then go ahead and swing that foot all the way around, stacking your ankle on top of your knee. That fire log pose, Agnishtambhasana. Hold, breathe, stay with it, keep with your focus. You may notice one side is kind of better than the other, depending on which hip you tend to have issues with. All right, wherever you are in that fire log, some people call it fire log, some people call it 90-90. I think it has a few different names, but go ahead and bring that foot back around. Double pigeon is also a name for fire log. Hands on the mat. Tuck your back toes and downward facing dog. Pedal it out, walk it out, move around. Shifting forward into the last plank of class. Not done with our core yet, but last plank of class. Breathe. Remember, in your plank pose, doing all those checks. Fingertips spread really, really wide. You're high on those toes. You roll your shoulders back. Eye gaze is forward. Lower all the way down to the mat. Release. Left or right ear on the mat, whichever one you like. And just breathe. Chin on the mat. Okay. Go ahead and bring those hands beside you here and roll your shoulders back. Eye gaze is forward, and feel free to kind of move that torso up a little bit if you need to. Lifting everything up, Shavasana. That Superman pose, breathe, lift. Set it on down. And in your own time, go ahead, rolling onto your back for our first Shavasana. Still plenty of time left, plenty of postures to run through. Feet fall out, arms fall out. Not getting too comfy in our Shavasana. Definitely got plenty of stuff to work on. Couple breaths though, just relax. All right, go ahead and bring that right knee on up, base of your wind removing, and And interlace your fingers, top of that knee, just hold it here. Gently squeeze, 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 squeeze. Bring it in towards that midline, kind of creating that gentle pinch in your hip there as you bring it in. And backing off just a little bit. Left hand crosses over, and we slowly, slowly, slowly bring that leg across. Excellent work. Eye gaze over that hand. Breathe, focusing on your breath. And untwisting, coming back, placing that foot down, that heel down next to your glute, knee is still bent, and then allow this leg to open on up. Come into kind of that modified tree pose. Bring your hands up overhead, wherever you like. Close your eyes, a couple breaths. All right. Bringing that leg on down. Very good. And both knees come on up into your chest for that when removing. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Strong arms, hold. Breath will be shortened a little bit here, but that's okay. Staying with it, you've got it. And release. Feet flat on the mat. Knees still bent. Fingertips maybe measuring to graze those heels. This works for some folks, it doesn't for others, but just getting set up wherever you feel you need to be in your bridge. Palms flat on the mat. And then go ahead and lift on up into that bridge, your Setu Bandhasana. Keep with your breath. Maybe you can waddle those shoulder blades in just a little bit, whatever you wish. Big belly breaths, inhales, expanding, exhales, softening. And soften. Release. Very good. All right. Bring your legs on down. Back into Shavasana. Doing the next side. So identify your left knee. Bring it on up. Interlace your fingers, top of that shin. And then squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Bring it on in. Keep with your breath. Keep with your focus. You've got it. And releasing, relaxing just a little bit. Take your right hand and twisting, crossing it on over. Gentle spinal twist. Maybe finding the distance between where your knee lifts off, where your shoulder lifts off. Wherever it is for you, it's all right. Just breathe. All right. Untwist, bringing this heel to set down next to your glute and letting that knee drop on out. A little bit of that modified tree pose, modified Shavasana, whatever you want to call it. And arms up overhead. Just breathe. Slowly bring that knee back in and bring that foot on down. Awesome work. All right. Last, a little bit of our plank series here, focusing on that core, obviously, right? So, getting set up for a bridge pose. But before we do bridge, we're just gonna come into that nice L shape and just lift your legs on up. You can place your hands kind of underneath your butt, your sacrum here to provide that support if you want. And over the next 4 to 5 breaths, slowly, slowly lower those feet all the way down. Setting them on down, waking up that core just a little bit. Okay, prop yourself up on those forearms, staying right here. And eye gaze in between those feet. Bend your knees. No, we don't want them perfectly bent, Just gently, about like this. From here, bring your shins so they're parallel with the ceiling. Again, we don't want a kind of a 90-degree angle. We want to drop them down just a little bit. Hold, and then lift into your boat pose. If you're shaking, that's all right. Try to keep that flat back. Breathe. Holding in your boat. We're going to be here for at least a good 25 breaths. So stay with it. If you want to pike your legs, you can. Wherever you are, breathe, focus. You've got it. Stay with it. You might be shaking. You've got it. At least 10 more breaths to go. Strong boat pose. You've got it. Stay with it. And lower all the way down. Shavasana. That boat at the end of class often makes that Shavasana just a little bit nicer. Relaxing in your Shavasana. Just breathe. Arms fall out, feet fall out. Staying with it. Paying attention to how quickly you're breathing, seeking to slow it down just a little bit in your Shavasana. If your mind starts to wander, bringing it back to your breath. Relaxing, dissolving. Nowhere to go, nowhere to be, but where you are right here, right now. remaining in your Shavasana if you would like, or feel free to wiggle those toes, wiggle those fingertips. You can stay exactly where you are, or if you would like, pushing yourself up into a seated position so that we can bow together. Thanking all of you so much for being here. I truly, greatly appreciate it. Plank pose, lots of core. And if you missed Wednesday's class about the whole explanation of plank, then please check that out, especially if doing this motion causes you pain in your wrists. And I talk about that in the educational piece as well. So thank every single one of you. You are all amazing, brilliant, beautiful human beings. From my heart to all yours, namaste.